super quiet about this, or else the librarian's gonna come for us. Us. Okay. Wait. Have you ever borrowed a book from the library and never returned it? Well, if you did, you a bum, bro. Nah, I'm just kidding. Normally, there wouldn't be any consequences. But today, I'm turning those consequences into something even more terrifying. A library horror game. To start things off, I started drawing the background. I wanted the library to feel spacious and empty to give off an unsettling vibe. So I decided to draw some empty, useless rooms that add nothing to the game, while other rooms are actually useful. Like the door that leads to the next level, the manager office, and the front entrance where the player spawns. I also add this chair over here. I'm not sure what it's for yet, but it looks like it could be useful. Okay, now that we pretty much drew all the backdrops for the first level, we need to add some context into why the player is in the library in the first place. And that's where those unreturned books comes in. For the storyline, the player finally returns the books after 7 years. He goes to drop them off in that weird vent thing you see in the side of the wall. But after he returns to the main entrance, something is blocking his way. It's the librarian, and she is not letting you off the hook this time. Instead, she is demanding you to pay the late fee, which is like $20 million. But you can't because you are broke, and you have less than a Zimbabwe dollar in your pocket. You beg for mercy, but the librarian isn't showing any. Instead, she is taking matters into her own hands, and now you're doomed to her wrath. Okay, that story was pretty fire, low-key. For a super spooky library game, I think it gets the job done. But after the cutscene, the player should be able to get chased by the librarian. So I started making that. I wanted the first librarian to not be that scary, but also be kind of menacing at the same time. And in the end, we basically got an evil grandma librarian. Something between that line. All we gotta do now is code the AI for her to chase the player. But something is missing. You see, regularly in my horror games, the monster would just chase the player based on RNG. But that wouldn't make sense for a library, because librarians only get angry when you make too much noise. So I decided to make this little noise bar. I think it's great for showing how much noise you're currently making in the game. And if it's too high, the monster might just get you. Also, walking makes much less noise than sprinting. Just keep that in mind. But like, I guess it's common sense. Okay, I made the monster able to chase you, but I might change this because look at my noise right now. How is she not hearing this, bro? The librarian must be deaf or something. But yeah, she basically chases you now if your noise level is too high. Later on in the video, we're going to meet another librarian who is way faster and can pick up noise at a lower level. For now, I feel like it was way too easy still for the player to avoid making noise. So I drew some nice little objects over here that acts as traps that makes noise when the player touches them. We got the book, the teddy bear, and the chair, which is the hardest to avoid, by the way. And testing out in the game, we can see that now when we meet an object and touch it, we're going to get a lot of noise coming. And the librarian is not happy about that. The solution to this is just to jump over it. But as soon as the player reaches to the end of the map, they are met with the employee only room, which takes a little something to unlock it. But not gonna lie, I don't got nothing for that yet. So I decided to come up with a plan. What if when the librarian is sleeping, she would have a key card that we could snatch during her sleep? But where will she sleep? Well, remember the useless part of the map I drew that had a couch? Yeah, we're just going to use that. Wasting no further time, I started drawing all the items you would need to complete the first floor, as well as the librarian's sleeping mechanic. Oh, we gotta be super quiet here. Let's just go ahead and steal this. Yep, thank you.
Alright guys, now we could go into employee only room. And once we enter, we can find a little candle here to take care of the darkness that's in the basement. And we need a password, which I wonder which one of these posters have a very obvious number. When you enter through the computer, you have 3 options. You could play Resident Evil Requiem. Wow. Unbelievable. Or you can check the mail, or you can check the trash. But since we're running low on time, we're going to be checking the trash. And inside, you can see our nice little code for the basement. And going back to the basement, we can finally descend our another level and hopefully can get out this madness of a library. Just kidding, we haven't made that yet. So the first thing I did was to create the whole entire background, but this time it would be way spookier. And testing out in the game, you could definitely tell that this library has been run down and no one has been here for quite some time, which makes it 10 times more spookier. Also, if you're wondering why there's numbers on some of the books, that'll be important later on. But for now, we're going to be making the monster. I want this one way spookier than the last one. So to start things off, we're going to make him a little bit more gloomier. Okay, now that is a little bit more spooky. Next, we're going to change his clothes because we don't want the same old clothes from the last librarian. They're not spooky at all. And we're basically done. Look how terrifying he looks. Kind of like a homeless person.
Oh wait, I forgot to give him a great smile so that he looks nice and charming. Totally not creepy at all, guys. Now that we got the monster done, we need some sort of way for the player to progress to the next level. Well, about that, remember the books that had numbers on them? They're the code to enter a secret door behind one of the bookshelves in this level. Out of all the bookshelves, I actually made one that is an entirely different color, which makes it a bit suspicious and a bit intriguing. But you can actually click on some of the books that's on it, and if you use your brain a little bit, if you press it in the order, it would open up to a secret passageway. So that's basically what the numbered books are for. Okay, now that we have a way into the last and final level of the game, we gotta start to lock in and get even more spookier. I started off this level by drawing some of the most spookiest backdrops I could ever draw. And yes, for some of the people who actually watch all my videos, I did reuse some of the stuff in my older games, but that's not the point. After finally drawing all the backdrops using my maximum spooky power, I tested it in the game, and not gonna lie, why do I low-key feel a bit of shivers down my spine, bro? Like, just walking through this place, I can already tell this is gonna scare some of y'all. But some of the most important places in the map is the safe place, the weird hole in the wall, which leads to a bloody room with a computer and a bell, another puzzle that I took inspiration from Resident Evil, and then finally the exit, which is the gate. And now it's time to finally make the center of the horror, which is the monster for this level. Because this is the last level of the game, we're going to be making this way different than all the other monsters. I started off by drawing this ominous, disfigured face cat shape, which in itself looks spooky already. Then I had this nice, weird, creepy smile that if you stare for too long, you might have nightmares. I gave it a whole entire different color, added more disfigured body parts, especially the torso, and gave it some nice meaty claws so he could really grab the player. He's also coming out of plural, by the way, so that's why his legs are missing. All we gotta do now is to get to rigging. For the rest of the puzzles on this level, I'll leave it up for the rest of the players to solve. But after a while of coding, we finally got a successful rig. But there's a slight problem. I felt like this level is just too easy, and final levels are supposed to be hard. So I decided on this level, it's actually gonna detect input from your mic. If you say something in real life, the game will hear you. And with that being said, the game is now finally done. The only thing we have left to do is to test if the game is actually scary enough. Man, I gotta return these books back to the library. I think it's been like 6 or 7 years I borrowed these. It's way past the due date. Hopefully, they wouldn't charge me for being this late. Alright guys, let's go to the... Look, he's a little sleepy, Alright, let's steal his card right here. Yup, Alright. Now that we got the library card, we're already one step ahead. I should do it. Now I gotta get out of here before they catch me. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Let's get out of here. Oh no, she's missing. Where did she go? Be quiet. Yeah, guys, we gotta be quiet. Where do you think you're going? You have not returned those books in over 6 years. Our late policy is about $10 a day after due date. You almost like $20 million. What? $20 million? Oh, you don't have the money? How about this for payment?
Oh no!
What's she doing? What's she doing? Okay, guys, we gotta be super quiet about this. Oh my, look, he's sleepy. Okay, let's go. Shh. Let's get out of here. Oh, yo. Oh nah. Chill. Okay, let's be super quiet this time. The password? Oh no, I don't know the password. 448234. 448234. There we go. Let's check the trash. 6623. Alright, let's go. Let's get out of here. 6623. Alright guys, we finally made it to the next level. We gotta be super quiet about this. But since I already know the code, it's gonna be easy. Alright guys. So I think it was this one. Oh. This one, and this one. Easy guys. Let's get out of here. Oh, what the heck? Why is he already here? What the? Yo, I'm buried. I gotta be quiet. I forgot about this. I can't talk. Oh my. Shh. What? I didn't even talk. Oh. That was so close, chat. Oh my. I can't do anything. Bro, what? Oh my. Yo.